What's up, good people? Welcome back. There we go, cool. I'm just coming up with a bass part for this. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Something like that. We'll fill in the blanks in just a second. Welcome back to the stream. This is where we make, well, at the moment I'm making 80s music, and I'll be releasing this project file, this Ableton project file, as well as 9 others in a pack of 10 at the end of the month. I'm going to be doing it for free. I'm doing a free one this month. Some of the stuff is behind a paywall at Patron, which you can check out if you like. But I thought, just to kick things off, I've got a new vibe going here with this live stream daily, 2 p.m. UTC. And I'm just trying to attract basically more subscribers. So I'm going to be giving away a lot of music coming up in the future. And one of them is this pack. It's got a rap feel to it, actually. I'm billing this as 80s action music, but same era, similar style, but more like bouncy and hip-hop vibes. Let's give it a bash. Hang on a sec. I'm going to just bring that bass line into the arrangement I just wrote. Okay, cool. Change the groove a little bit, but that's fine. Now I need to just get some simple notes in here. We actually need to just... Okay, let's change that. Din, 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 din. Yeah, just something simple like that. Doesn't have to be, doesn't have to change the world. Just here we go. 2, 3, 4. Back to the beginning, please. 2. Let's give ourselves a count in of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's it. And now we got that part. 4. Cool. It sounds a little bit organic. I didn't plan for it to sound exactly like that. I'm not going to quantize it because I like the way it sounds. So let's leave it like that. Cool. That gives us this repetitive bass line, which we can use. If you're new to this channel, you don't know what's going on, this is Ableton Live. It's a music production software, and I sit here every day for 1 hour a day, and I produce music like crazy at a furious rate. And then at the end of the month, depending on what target I've set for myself, I release the packs of music via Patreon, and also sometimes via Gumroad. There are places where you can download these packs and work with them. What makes them a little different, I mean, there are loads of people doing that, but what makes these packs a little different is that I make them portable. I make sure that when you download this pack and just, copy it straight, drag it straight into Ableton or open it straight in Ableton, you're going to get everything that is included in the pack. No missing samples, no missing VSTs, nothing like that's going to cause you a headache when you're just trying to play around with it. So it's good for beginners, and made it as easy to use as possible. So that's what this channel is about, easy to use Ableton templates. As well as the project files, I do release the tracks into basically the public domain. You're able to use the music itself in your videos, so you won't get any copyright strikes, which is a huge demand, because there's a lot of very average music out there in, like, for example, the YouTube libraries, and if you want your stuff to sound like something different to what everyone else is doing, this is a good place for you to pick up some free music. I've got big ambitions to turn this whole thing into like an easy to use library, like an actual web development, like an app, and I'm slowly getting there. Should I do a pitch bend on this thing here? Sorry, right here. Let's just turn off this piano for now. That should be quite... Yeah, let's definitely do a pitch bend on that. So we'll do a quick pitch bend on the... There we go. Oh no, I moved away from it. Pitch bend over here. We'll just do a little down sweep over there. Here we go. Let's do it further forward in time and more drastic. So there we go. Core beat coming up. I enjoy chatting to people while I work, so if if you're stopping by and just saying hi, then your message will pop up on the stream and I'll say hi right back. Let me know what you're up to today. Okay, so at the moment this is just a 4-bar loop, but we actually have to give it something. We have to give it something else. This is the intro part. Cool, we got okay, we're gonna look for a second part here, so I'm gonna just get back into session mode and just start jamming around with the same beat. So here we go with the same beat. Now let's change the beat a little bit. Let's change it to a house. Let's change to more of a house rhythm. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna mess around with genres a little bit here. We'll take out the clave just to make it something different. Maybe just shift it up a little bit. And take the cowbell back and turn it into a hi-hat. We'll go. See what get some interesting rhythms going here with the. How about? Cool. One thing I haven't done much with the last couple of tracks, is screwed around with grooves. So I'm just going to open up the grooves template over here and just start screwing around and see what I can come up with. You can also hot swap the groove over here. House subtle swing. Let's try that out. Very subtle swing indeed. Let's try a different one. Funk modern. Screwing around with different grooves here, which will alter the rhythm in a slightly different way. It's a good way to bring life into your music. The swing is good. A lot of these early drum machines did have a swing knob. It's quite cool. An actual knob that says swing. And you can like turn up the shuffle basically. How does that sound with the bass line though? I think it's a bit extreme, to be honest. Let's try some different ones. Here's a trick for you if you're a producer. Listen with your ears, not your eyes. Doesn't matter what the track's called, if it's got New York in the title, just see what you like. See, this is a good moment to break it into a totally different rhythm when you do something like that. So look what I've got here is I've got 4 bars, say, or 16 bars of the original one. I'm just going to play the last few. Now we're going to hear the groove change quite substantially at this point. 1, 2, 3. See, that sounds a bit too much like glitch hop to me, like a very, very hard swing. So I don't think it fits this era. I don't think people were doing that in the 80s. So let's keep searching. I'm just going to keep on running that one clip. There we go. Now I'm changing the wrong clip. I'm changing the one in arrangement mode. I want to actually change the one in session mode. Let's keep going. If you're one of the people who's been showing up pretty regularly to these streams, thank you very much. I appreciate you showing up, and it's nice to connect with people, even if you just stop by for a few minutes. It really gives me a sense of doing something that's got some value to it, and that's really what it's about as an independent creator. You just want to know that you're doing something of value, you know? Not feeling any of these really. What about this one? Okay, too much time in the grooves. Let's go to the bass line. Let's see what we can get here. This is now for kind of a B part. We want to It sounds horrible. Why? Oh, must be because the pitch bend is still set to drop on this clip here, but we don't want it to be dropped the whole way. So we can actually delete. How do we? How do we neutralize this area here? Cut envelope does the whole thing, does it? No. What I'm trying to do now is raise up just this section of the envelope. So it looks like I've got to first select it all, and then, but then how do I ensure that it is returned to a state 0? That's one question. Okay. Cool, and then we get out of there. Now we got this. Still got the envelope playing the wrong feel. So let's see how it sounds in the master. This problem solving is a lot of what has to be done here. Keyboard on from here. I'm just going to double check and see if I've got bass. Yes, I do. 51. I think that's this one here. No. Okay, I'll fine-tune the bass sound later, but for now, let's us just continue with trying to write a B part. So, looks like we got our bass back. Okay, so back to here. I want to unsolo it. Cool, stick myself back on the left. So one of them is, oops, one of them is bending up, the other one isn't. I'm going to have to simplify this bass right now. Which one is bending? That one is. Oh, okay, so let's leave it at that then. How's it sound full? Because it's sawtooth, not ideal, but we'll get there. Okay, I'll get to the. We're not doing fancy stuff on the bass, we're just going to keep the bass as a simple rhythm instrument. So once we've done with this section over here, 1, 2, 3, let's do it one more time. Take it up. 2, 3, 4. Try that. Let's try. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. Okay, let's go with that. I'm going to just try and do a couple of takes over here. 3, 4. That's it, yeah. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's a nice little fill. So now we are going to insert that fill into this section over here. 2, 3, 4. Second one. We got to land it on the. It's going to be on there, and then we just get that quantized. Make it, I think, to a 16. Huh? Yeah, let's just give it to a 16. See how that sounds. nice and punchy. Don't need the velocity for now. Let's close it down. Okay, now let's do the ear test. It's got to be a little bit earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So it's that. Okay, cool. Okay, that's good. Let's take it from here and write the second part. Nothing too fancy, just like three, 4, 1, 2, recording. Too late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There we go, and that should do it. Take it from there. Select all and quantize. Crop the clip, and we should have something to stick right over there along with the new groove. So this is quite a radical departure from the previous section. Take a listen. Okay, good. This is too late. I could also take it up an octave. And I thought I said crop clip. Please do. Please loop. No, from there, crop clip. Disobedient machine. Yo, man, if I had $1 for every time I click this mouse. Holy crap. Okay. Breathe. From here. Don't forget to loop the clip you just cropped. And that way, no violence shall be needed. It is a type of violence, isn't it? Creativity. It's like, I'm sure someone's written some clever academic stuff about it, but it's kind of urgency, this kind of... Okay, cool. So we've got part A and a part B. Let's segue again. Let's keep it moving forward. Now it changes gear completely. I don't like the swing at all. I've just realized what I'm going for here, and it is... No. I want to take all these kicks up in velocity, and I want to get this new beat down. Watch, I'm going to do it. Keep tuned, stay tuned. It's like this. Take it on. Yeah, let's get the hi-hats dominating here. It's actually a fork of this previous clip. So let's play the previous clip. No, it's not that clip, it's this one here. I want to fork this clip. But it's not as heavy on the kick, it's actually the kicks become hi-hats. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm editing. Let me just get out the way. I am now over here. Haha, teleported. Right. Oops, I'm changing scenes like a real boss. There we go. These guys belong up here. So like this. That's quite nice actually. But where I'm trying to take it from is here. congas, that's right. Dum, 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 dum. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's take out the clave for now. Up to there, and then just make sure you can hear these. I'm just taking the velocities up. I'm gonna just give them a little bit of edge so as not to be completely 100% quantized. I'll do a little bit. And then we do the same thing here with these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Duplicate. Having doubts about the second. That's what I'm going for. Thank you. Delete those. This is actually kind of a break, isn't it? It's not a. This is it, y'all. This is a break. I wonder if the rim would work here. I'm going to put the rim right over there. Let's take a listen to that. Give them 8 of those. No, not 8, just 4. Okay, what I'm doing now is sequencing the this rhythm sort of patch that I'm going to be using as a B section in the track, and it shouldn't take much more than about a minute, and then I'm going to play the whole thing and can give it a good listen. If you're new to this channel, I make Ableton Live templates and I release them. A lot of them for free. Go check out the link in the description. And at the end of this month, I'll be releasing this project file as well as 9 others in a massive pack called 80s Action or something like that. And you'll be able to use the template files in your own productions and also just use the tracks for your videos and games. No copyright, no worries. Hey, Jariwala, Hari Jariwala, hello. Why is the video title always the same? Well, it won't be. If you go back, say, 4 weeks in my feed, you'll see that there are different video titles. The reason that the title is always Action MIDI is because this month that's what I'm working on. I'm working on these action sounds. So there's no need to change the title, but in about 2 weeks, you'll see it'll be a different title. And thanks for stopping by, Hari Jawala. What is your story? Are you a music producer, or are you just hanging out today because you feel like checking things out? What's your story? Cool. I think that's the vibe I was going for with that. Yeah, so let's see. I'm not sure if there's anything like this in GTA 6, but maybe when, for example, you're driving through a certain neighborhood, you might get some of this kind of music sounding a little bit more Bronx, because I know the GTA 6 trailer is far more synthwave, like some rock influenced vibe. But what I'm doing here is I'm bringing a little bit of hip hop into it because I want to keep this pack I want to keep it feeling like it's the 80s, but also just include sort of the underground stuff from the 80s. Okay, so here we go. This is from the start. Now let's do halfway through the A section. Okay, I need to bring this bass up and bring the frequency of it. Let's get to get this bass more visible. That's it, yeah. Cool. So on average, this frequency should be up here. That's it. And I want it to be punchier, so I'm going to tighten up on the gets it. Cool. Hari Javala. Yeah, I do make music. I'm no magician, but I make some music. I'm recently into trailer music for in general movies, TV shows and games, like what goes behind it. Yes, I love the fact that you're into trailer music, because it's really like sophisticated. Actually, trailer music is film music. Instrumental film music is often in the background. It's not like pop music where there's a superstar, but it adds everything, all of the feeling of a movie scene. Maybe 80 to 90% of the feeling will come from the music. And you know this because if you see, for example, a video clip of a crocodile walking down towards the river and you have scary music, somebody will watch that and say, "Ooh." But if you play the same clip with comedy music, funny, now the crocodile is funny. And these reactions that you get from the average viewer are predictable. You can actually create somebody to feel emotion, which is amazing. That's an amazing power. That's what I'm trying to do here. But first, I need water. Can't make emotion unless you have water. And I like to drink it 5 liters at a time. Harijavala says, wanted to try some sort of sync music, and I find myself enjoying making orchestral music, but it's really hard and wanted to give a shot for making trailer music. Yeah, well, it's hard if you're doing it right. Ruth, what's happening, dude? That's how you drink water too? Good to hear. I'm very relieved to find out that there are other people out there who drink water. Part of the reason I do this channel is to connect with other people who drink water, and they're surprisingly difficult to find. Every time I ask someone, do you drink water? They give me a strange look. So very cool to have you here as a fellow drinker of H2O. Thanks for stopping by. Hari Javala says, have you ever delved into sync music? Yes, I have done some film work in South African film, and I've also submitted music to libraries, being like agencies that then place the music in TV shows. So I get sync royalties, not a lot, about $50 or so every so often, but that means the music is being used in TV shows in Europe and in South Africa too. So you can do it, but I think it's a very competitive game. If you want to do sync music as a profession, I'd recommend doing what I'm doing, which is finding other people who really need your music, like game makers and video makers, and are prepared to, contribute and to sustain your passion project. I think that's the way that things are going to be done more and more in the future. So that's what I'm betting on. I'm not trying to say I know what's going to happen, but I do feel that it's just getting too competitive for people like me with an average studio space. I don't have $100,000 to set up a proper studio, which means the music that I make is going to be outperformed by those who do. So I'm serving a different set of people. I'm serving independent people and not well-funded people. That's my audience. That's why I show up here every day. Anyway, yes, Hari Javala says, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I don't know how to say it, but it looks like it's Hari Javala. Yes, libraries. Is it even worth it? Because libraries has so many music. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Sometimes it's not worth it. I think if you're going to publish, you have to choose, am I going to publish the traditional route or am I going to publish online? The traditional route, much more competitive, much higher pay. Online, less competitive. Yes, it's less competitive, but because you're able to reach people much more easily, but you're earning less. So you're earning a lot of small amounts, or you're earning a few big amounts. And I think it's old versus new. I think the new way of doing it, you're going to find more and more movies using music that they found online, just from random YouTubers or whatever and did a deal with them directly. And I've had that happen to me too. I've had people email me out of the blue and go, "Hi, I saw your music on some royalty-free download site. Can you sign this piece of paper saying that we have permission, and we'll pay you $200 or $300 or whatever." And then that's just like great, because then I just sign something and I get paid for it. So that's the joy of having this approach. I've always, for the last 5 years, I've been advocating for the independent online approach, but it certainly is a very long-term game. Hadi Javala says, "How should we approach to someone who may need music? Should I contact direct person behind it or some agent?" This is, well, what you see me doing right now. That is the best way that I can think of to get people's attention. I've been publishing music online for 10 years. I started these live music streams about 3 months ago, but I've been actually working on releasing my music for 5 years, and I get direct downloads. So I put my music on sites where people can pay for it, and that's, to me, I think that's, I can't really comment further than that. That's all I've done. So I don't know if you've got a better way or not, but this seems to me to be the best way to do it, given that my time commitment is really only 1 hour a day. So this is a side hustle. I'm not a professional musician. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to connect with people and find my way into the game composition circles, and that's really my aim over here. I want to score games. And I am scoring a game, actually. If you look back to November last year's streams, you'll see a lot called Making Music for a 2D Action Point-and-Click Game. That's my video series from 2 months ago. The guy who hired me, his name's David. He's a very cool guy. Sometimes he shows up, comes here to these streams, and it's a totally different type of music. But he found me out of the blue, paid me up front, and gave me access to all of the game behind-the-scenes stuff. So I've got a very clear idea of who I'm working for, what I'm getting paid, how long it's going to take, and what the end result is going to be. And those are the type of people I want to work for, not people who ignore my emails or treat me like I'm dirt, So it's all about finding that balance between earning and enjoyment, and that's how you keep going in the long term. So I'm 41 years old now. Most of the people I know who were into music in my 20s and 30s, they've given up because they don't have time. They don't believe anymore that it's possible. I'm going to be doing this when I'm 60, I promise you. I'm going to be showing up doing live streams for people 1/3 my age, because I've got staying power, because this is my attitude. My attitude is about finding the balance. Not going for $1 million and going for Hollywood and Hans Zimmer. Don't do that. Find your balance, make your own style, make your own music, show up for people. That's my advice. So I'm going to just carry on with this for a bit. I mean, how does that sound to you, Hadi? Is it like, does that make sense to you? Is it, does it sound like it makes sense, or is it just the rambling of some freaking 40-year-old weirdo? Where have I gone? I don't know, my whole stream has gone haywire. I turned it off, there we go. Woo! Jeez, I'm hiding behind a wall of text. That's good. That's nice to see some chat in the stream. Thanks for chatting. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to the beats. Hang on a sec. This is the pitch is out. Hang on, I've lost the. Wait, where is it? Is it here? Yeah. That's it, huh? Yeah. Can you hear that, by the way? You can hear the piano here. You can't really see it, but I've got a piano here too. It's quite cool. This is quite a cool patch. Sound bad. Get back to where we were. Get back to where you once belonged. Okay. Right. Let's just see about this change over here. So from the B section to the A section. This is the break section. I'm going to get some stabs in here now. Stabs are the input output. This should go to the pre-master. Let's go to the master. Okay, let's change this here. Oh, that's nice. High glossy stab sounds. Huh? Howdy Javala. I'm looking to get into sync. Yeah, let me read what you said here. Yeah, man, exactly. I just want to keep making music for a living, just pay my bills in peace. Who more do we need? I agree with you. I'm looking to get into sync at least this year. I've been living off royalties since a couple of years now from Spotify, Apple, but the end goal is always to make music for visual media. Okay, well then you're probably ahead of me in terms of the professional game, and I should be asking you a lot of questions. But that's great. It's great to hear that you've made enough to live off from Spotify and Apple. That's the dream, really, like getting royalty checks every month. But if you want to get into visual media, then I think you probably have to have a presence on YouTube. And a good way to start with that is rescores, Take popular movies and just give them your own treatment. People will watch, for example, right now, people are expecting, new movies to come out. When a new trailer comes out, just download it, rescore it. There are also sites, I don't know, you must know about this, but there's some websites that provide trailers without music. But you've got the dialogue, so the speaking audio is in there, but the music isn't. So it's an opportunity for film scoring students to practice. I think I don't know what the URL is off my top of my head, but rescoring is the way to show that you're actually able to do what you think you are or you say you are. So go for it. I mean, that's it sounds like you're onto a good thing there, man. Sounds like you know what you're doing, actually. There we go. That's what I'm after. I'm after this sound here. Cool. Let's score this B section over here. We're going to a C7 chord. I'm just going to drop in 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I don't like the rhythm. Let's try it again. What happened to my kick? 1. Looks like I muted something by mistake. What happened there? Where's my bass? Hello? I've turned the volume all the way down. Cool, there we go. If you just joined in or you're wondering what this channel's about, I make music on a daily basis, and at the moment I'm going through an 80s action phase, so this is kind of a hip-hop era stuff, and I'm going to be releasing this pack of project files, the actual Ableton Live template files, for free use basically at the end of this month. So if that sounds good to you, don't forget to subscribe. You can also check out the link in the description for my Patron page. You can become a paid member or a free member if you want to get notified about the pack at the end of this month. 10 tracks in this style, in this kind of era. The entire project files for you for free. I won't be releasing all of them for free, so it's a good opportunity to just get on board with the good work I'm doing. Can't think and talk at the same time. Oh yeah, there we go. Right now I'm trying to score this B section with some stabs, and I can't really hear them, so I need to take the whole overall level up. Or maybe take the bass down just to hear it better. And I'll pump up my headphones. There we go. Hadi Javala says, I'm making somewhat lo-fi music for a living now, which I feel I have a good grasp on, but orchestral is something I live for and I like it a lot. Thanks for the advice, man. You're welcome, man, and I'd like to hear more about your journey and where you started and how you got into how did you learn to make hip-hop music, lo-fi hip-hop, and what DAW do you use, what programs do you use, and do you use any special packs and things? How do you outshine your competition? Really, that's what everybody wants to know. I'd like to know that. How do you not blend into the crowd? How is it that you've made a living making lo-fi, which is very, very competitive? Do-do-do-do-do-do. that's not where I'm going. I'm supposed to be on Something's wrong here. I am... Supposed to be on a C, and I'm sounds like a B flat. Okay. What they often did in the 80s, I'm going to just show you what I'm up to here. There was this one, there was this one this one patch called Orchestral Patch. I want to show you here. Hadi Jawala says, I learned everything by myself over the years. I'm using Fruity Loop Studio. I started 6-7 years ago and made all sorts of music, but in the pandemic came across lo-fi and it naturally happened and I liked it a lot. Yeah, cool. That sounds like a good superhero origin story. Yeah, I'm just amazed at how you seem to have done so well in relatively short period of time, you know. Are you focused on being a professional? Because if so, that's probably the difference between you and me. I don't really, I'm not really trying very hard to like turn this into my job because I enjoy it too much, if that makes sense. There we go. This is the sound I'm going for. Okay. This is the orchestral hit that defines the 80s. Everyone has used this. Janet Jackson, everybody has used this. So I'm just going to, you've heard it a million times. Let's just find it. It's in multi-sample. Let's just change this simpler. I'm going to find this sample and see what we can do with it. The ops we don't need. Simpler to sampler, make sure we can see what's going on. There it is, yeah. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, so what we're going to try now is add a really fast delay to this sound. I don't have like the entire day, so I've got to really work really quickly. We're going to change the delay sync time to 1. Sorry, the delay time to 1. That's it, yeah. That's the sound we're going for. And a 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we change the key that I hit to an E flat. There we go. 1. Good. There we go. Okay, let's just cool, and then we're gonna just turn the feedback down a little, turn the feedback up, but just mute it a little bit, so it's like, so it adds a bit of depth modulation effect. Hadi Jawal says, I sent my songs to the labels I got to know initially, and now over the last few months I have a good contact with the labels that are in the big scene, like Lo-Fi Girl. Lo-Fi is very competitive and got to be ready for rejection a lot. I can totally believe that. I think that is true of what you're doing, absolutely. I think what I must do with this chat box is just kind of halve it. There we go. I think maybe that's the way to do it. Or just thin it out a bit to something, I don't know. There we go, something like that. Yeah, there we go, that's cool. Probably can't read it if you're on mobile, but at least people can see it. Cool. All right. Great. Let's get that there. Yeah, I think that's a typical story, but you've done well to find the attention of the right labels. Well done. Yeah, I've done one lo-fi. That's cool. I've done one lo-fi album. It's Christmas lo-fi. It's somewhere in my YouTube channel. It was the first time I tried doing anything to do with lo-fi. I played some live guitar and just kind of rushed through it because, again, I was trying to do 10 tracks in a month. So my regret there is that the production wasn't very good, but the composition, it's all Christmas carols, so it's not original. But I took a totally new direction with it. So it's called Lo-Fi Xmas Sludge or something. You'll find it in my YouTube channel. It's a full album. It's probably only about 20 minutes, but give that a listen. Let me know what you think. welcome your opinion on it as a professional. Roth, what's up? Roth says, you might work well with Kev Crane on some 80s pop. You should reach out to him and see what happens. Thank you very much, Roth. Appreciate that. Roth says, there's a Hollywood movie being worked on about his life. He's already signed over the rights. Well, I'll tell you what, I've never heard of Kev Crane, but I'm certainly going to look him up now. I'm just trying to think of where to make a note of that. You can actually just, yeah, tell you what. See this? I grew up using these. This white thing here, it's like an iPad, but it's not dynamic. So once you input some data onto it, it remains static. Now you ask, what's the point of that? Well, it doesn't require any power. That's one thing. You also need this kind of offline stylus. But if you lose this, you don't have to, like, it doesn't cost a lot to replace. They're about $1 or so. So I'm going to make a note of that on the offline iPad, and I'll check that out once I'm done with the stream. Thanks. Hope you guys connect. Roth, what's your story? What brings you here? And are you a producer, or are you just someone who's stopping by to say hi? What's your gig, man? Where's my synth, yo? You get some like nice effects when you. I think we're gonna go with this, just the straight up. Yeah, let's go with this, a little bit of hype. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. We'll cut it off there. Hari Javala says, I recently made something in the Ghibli vibe with lo-fi flair. If you could give it a listen and feedback, sure thing, man. Why don't you drop a... I don't know if you can link in the chat. I'm kind of new to YouTube live chat. Try link your Studio Ghibli lo-fi channel into the chat. I'll give it a listen. If that doesn't work for any reason, you can comment on the video or something, and I'll get the link. I'd love to hear it. I'd just love to know what you people are up to. You know, like, it's one of the reasons I'm doing this whole stream, is just to figure out who you folks are, and you know, how we can kind of be there for each other, just sort of be enrolled in each other's journeys and all of that. You know, all that feel good stuff. I mean, it hurts me to admit it, but I think we're all very emotional people at the end of the day, because we're into music, so you kind of have to be, right? Okay, that's the bass fail. The pitch bend is too high. Hari Javala says you have to copy it in the browser IG. Sorry, I don't know what that means. You can always leave a comment on the video, I think, once it's done, or DM me, or comment on one of the posts on my channel or something. This thing's still playing. Hey, shut up. I'm trying to talk here. Roth says, studying Wagner right now and working on my first longish composition, about 25 minutes. That is a totally cool thing, man. That's great. That's like the opposite of what I do and what most, you know, people in my circle do, which is like very bite-sized and dance music oriented. That's super cool. I'm a huge fan of classical music. I mean, it's not even like calling it classical music makes it like something else. It's the inspiration for basically most pop music and arguably jazz too. It's the deepest music, basically. It's hard not to get swept away when you hear like great symphonies and stuff like that. Wagner's a powerhouse, though. This track takes a totally different turn here. Oh, this is super cool, man. Chatting to you folks. This is the most action I've ever gotten on a live stream. Thank you very much for showing up. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've also got to get going in a few minutes. But what a cool day, man. I really appreciate you guys showing up. I will be back tomorrow at the same time. So 1 hour ago, I started the stream. Whatever time that is for you, that's when I'll be back tomorrow. And we got a little bros in there, and we'll find a way back to this A section. But point is, we've got track number 9. I'm wrapping it up now. I've got to do this track, finish composition, and then I've got to do one more, start and finish composition. That gives me just under a week to go back to track 1 and go through everything again and do some mixing if I can. I mean, I have to, but I'd like to be able to spend more time on it, but I'm in a very tight time space. And and then do the admin, which is packing it all into zip files, uploading to Patreon, Gumroad, and updating metadata, all that kind of stuff. So tight, but my goal is to get this Ableton Live project file and 9 others in the 80s style, synthwave and a little bit of hip hop, finished by the end of this month, which is in a week, and available to the community for free. It's a free giveaway. Not all of them are. I encourage sign-ups on Patreon because that way you get access to all of the stuff I've done. It's a full library. I'm growing it. There are about 20 packs on there so far. You can edit these compositions yourself. You can screw around with them. You can see how I've done things. You can remix them. And it's Creative Commons music. And the tracks themselves will also be bounced as master files available for free. If you want to make videos or games with them, you can just grab them and use them. All I ask for is credit in return. Share the love, share the channel, subscribe, follow on Patreon as a free user or a paid user. And show up to the live streams. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. And again, going forward, Monday, I'll take the weekend off, go to the beach. Thank you so much, Roth and Hari Javala, for showing up today. Appreciate it. It's really, really cool to have you guys here. And I look forward to chatting to you again, man. Roth says, yeah, have a good day, fun stream, talented producer, good positive attitude and banter. You'll get tons of views in no time. Merci. I really appreciate that. That's like, you make me feel like you got my back. That's what this is about. Cool, dudes. I gotta go. I'm gonna just play out with this work that I've done today. Let's give it a listen, see where it goes. All right. Adios.